Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is 50 things I no longer buy. This is part of my minimalist series. This is not meant to strike shame into you or make you feel bad for being a piggy little hoarder. It's just me telling you what works for me, and if what works for me works for you, then great, buy my book. So the first thing I no longer buy are impulse items. They're those little glittery things by the checkout, and they rely on your impulse to just grab it and go. The way that I combat that urge to buy impulse items is to have a rule that before every single purchase I wait exactly 1 year. This means that I must really want the item, particularly if it has gone out of fashion, out of stock, or if its food has spoiled. So the next thing I no longer buy are bras. I just don't see the need for them since my breasts are already really pert. And to the people who have said that I do this so that you can see my nipples in my Instagram pictures, the next thing I no longer buy are TVs. We're not a TV household, we don't really watch TV. Plus we already have 12, so we're all good. The next thing I no longer buy are excess cleaning products. I just try to stick to one cleaning product. I just use this single multi-use power cleanser for everything. And then obviously a window cleaner, but that's it for the windows, because I use a kitchen daily degreaser on the kitchen, but that's just for when things get really greasy. Oh, if they get greasy on anything that's stainless steel, I will then obviously use a stainless steel cleanser, but that is it for stainless steel, because in the bathroom I will use an all-purpose bathroom cleaner, and that just does everything. Apart from the toilet, which of course I will use a lemon gel, or if I'm not feeling citrus, I'll use a bleach. But that's all I use on the bathroom, unless I have mold, for which case I will use a mold cleaner. But that's it for the bathroom. In the living room, I will use a multi-surface polish, unless it's wood, in which case I use a wood furniture polish. That's all I use. Unless I have a blocked sink, in which case I'll use a sink unblocker. Yeah, that's it. So the next thing I no longer buy is makeup. I just don't really see the point, really. Me with makeup and me without makeup, it's not really that different. Also, I don't feel the need to put on a facade. I'm just me. The next thing I no longer buy is property. That's because I'm set to inherit my family's extensive portfolio of both residential and commercial property. The next thing I no longer buy are pads and tampons. There might be people out there who have gross, heavy, smelly, lumpy periods, but for me personally, I have a really light feminine flow, so once a month I just do a big cough and it all comes out in the toilet. Boop. The next thing I've stopped buying is men's underwear. It doesn't fit me, it doesn't suit me, and so I've just stopped buying it altogether. The next thing I no longer buy are apps for my phone. Basically, I just use my phone for business, so the only apps I use are the phone and messaging, basically. Oh, and also the internet, if I need to like search something when I'm on the go. Unless I use maps, because I need to get somewhere, and then obviously WhatsApp. But that's really it. Oh, and Instagram, I go on the Instagram, obviously, but that's kind of work related, and then I guess so you're saying like Twitter too, and Facebook pages, and my YouTube channel. But that's it really. And I'm not a gamer, I don't play games. Apart from The Sims on my iPad, and I like to play, you know, Candy Crush obviously. Oh, and the flight tracker, I use that, Foursquare, Airbnb app, currency converter, different time clock. I like limit my purchasing to like maybe 5 apps per week. The next thing I no longer buy is deodorant. I'm the kind of person who doesn't really smell. Like, if you're the kind of person who is really sweaty, you get red, you smell like a hog, good for you, like wear deodorant, please. Like for the rest of us, please wear deodorant. But for me, personally, I'm kind of one of those people who can go for like a 30-mile run at the end of a long day at work, and I just don't even smell. If anything, I smell more strongly of sweet flowers. The next thing I no longer buy are tools. There's no need to own a toolkit. I tend to borrow toolkits from neighbors. So for example, recently we were redoing our rec room and I went over to my neighbor Mitch to borrow a wrench, and he was so kind, he let me borrow it. Unfortunately, I broke it, so I couldn't give it back to him. But I said to Mitch, next time you need a wrench, you can just borrow one. Not from me, I don't have one, but actually me breaking that wrench was a really useful minimalist teaching moment. I don't really buy notebooks because I believe that you should save them for when you have an original thought or idea, and I've just found like that hasn't really come up for me. Baby monitors. I respect my children's privacy and I just don't like the idea of listening in on them. It's kind of like police state much. Actually, whilst I'm talking about my children, make sure you go subscribe to their new fast fashion. I used to be that girl who would love to go shopping. I'd go to H&M or Forever 21, and one day I came home with all my shopping and I sat there and I was like, is this right? Do I need to educate myself? So I went online and did my research, and so it turns out fast fashion is actually really bad. And so that day I took all those bags of shopping I bought and I set them on fire. I didn't even wear them once. I felt so bad. Fancy kitchen gadgets. Why do I need a vegetable ricer or a bread maker or an oven? You know, just give me a toaster and a microwave and I am good to go. The next thing I no longer buy are disposable razors. I have really fine, thin, straight, blonde pubic hair, so I don't really need to shave anyway. The next thing I no longer buy is toilet paper. It's really wasteful. Like if you're one of those people who does massive, heavy, smelly, runny shits, like you go ahead and use toilet paper. But for me personally, I make stool once every 6 months. So at that time I'll be on the toilet for like a week, week and a half. And then at the end of that, it's more of a case of showering off. So I don't really use toilet paper. I will get in the shower. I wish I could remember exactly my process for the cleanup, but I'm so exhausted. I can't really remember. So basically, yeah, I don't need to buy toilet paper, so I don't. So as most of you know, I don't really eat meat, but if I do, I no longer buy cheap meat. I prefer to shop from farms where the animals have been given names. Special events clothing. I don't see the point in buying a dress, wearing it once. So what I'm saying is, if you invite me to your wedding, I will be attending in jeans and a t-shirt, and it's not a slight against you and the most important day of your life. It's just, you have to respect me as a minimalist. So this next one, I think we can all agree we don't need to buy anymore, and that's of course plastic excuse me. It's plastic sorry. It's plastic. The next thing I no longer buy are 12-course tasting menus from Michelin star restaurants. I just don't really like the taste. This next one is very similar to the plastic bags. That's bottled water. I no longer buy the pill because I have prayer. The next thing I no longer buy are open-toed sandals with a 2-inch square heel in a mauve or a taupe. That's because open-toe sandals with a 2-inch square heel in a mauve or a taupe don't really suit me in the way that an open-toe sandal with a 2-inch square heel in a black or a gray does suit me. Like, if you're the kind of person who can rock an open-toe sandal with a 2-inch square heel and a mauve or a taupe, like, you totally should go for it. Like, do it, you do you. I'm jealous. But for me, personally, open-toe sandals with a 2-inch square heel and a mauve or a taupe are just not for me anymore. That's why I no longer buy open-toe sandals with a 2-inch square heel and a mauve or a taupe. The next thing I no longer buy are souvenirs. You just don't need them, and a photo tells the same story. Plus, I believe it's un-American to buy something made outside of the United States. The next thing I no longer buy is dental floss. We're just a house where we don't really use it. It feels very wasteful. You use it once and then throw it away. We do actually have some dental floss in the house right now, but I'm absolutely furious about it. It was bought as a gift from my friend Claire. It's still in the house because I'm so furious at it being here that I will not touch it to throw it away. The next thing I no longer buy are Qtips. They're really wasteful and you don't need them. And I also had an incident about 5 years ago where I had a very sudden breakup from a boyfriend, and I could just hear him saying "I love you" in my ear over and over. And I tried to block it out by pushing a Q-tip into my ear. I had to go to the ER. So now I have like 30% hearing in my left ear. So that's why I don't buy Q-tips, and I suggest you don't either. I no longer buy mini discs or cassette tapes. I don't buy mouthwash, I use coconut oil. I don't buy Betamax. I don't buy body lotion, I use coconut oil. I don't buy engine oil, I use coconut oil. And I've completely stopped buying floppy disks. Beauty products or skin products, there's no need, you can make your own. So one skincare product that I use is by making it myself from olive oil, salt, a little bit of pepper, mustard, balsamic vinegar. Oh no, wait, that's vinaigrette. I no longer buy scented candles. The artificial smells are added by big chandlery candle making to make you addicted to the candles. Like my sister spent $400 on a Yankee candle sale, and only 4 weeks later, she was in rehab. Like she was doing meth at the time. Hi Carly, if you're watching. The next thing I no longer buy are gifts. There's just no point, it's really wasteful. So I'm sorry if it's your birthday or your wedding anniversary or your mom has died. Nail tech. I don't pay for manicures or pedicures. Well, okay, so no, like once a year, I will get a pedicure, like just as a treat. Like if you get it regularly, then that's awful. But if you do it like once a year, that's fine. So just before Christmas, I will book myself an appointment with my favorite tech, Mandy, and then she will give me the works. I love it. I love having people touch my feet. So she will bathe my feet, softening the skin and rubbing my feet, buff off all the dead skin cells, and then scrape my toes. And then each individual nail she will go underneath, removing all the dead skin, and then she'll paint my toes one by one, caressing each one in turn. But that's like a once in a year treat, like that's fine. Heroin, weapons grade uranium, the concept of happiness, and 50. I no longer buy into big numbers. It would kind of be artificial of me to use the number 50 when I don't believe in excess. Oh my God, I've been talking for so long, my throat is dry, I'm so thirsty. That's better. So that was 50 things I no longer buy. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember, don't feel bad if you have a house that is full to the brim of crap, whilst mine is a minimalist haven. It's not meant to make you feel bad. All I ask from this video is that you like and subscribe. Bye.